This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And we're good dads.
Yeah. That's a good, yes.
Yeah. So what spurred this episode? Like, what is the reason why we are talking about it? Talking about it, yeah?
You may have seen a picture of Simon Lizotte trying to entertain his son with a suction cup thingy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he stuck it to his forehead. And apparently, while he was trying to pull it off, he gave himself a hickey on his forehead.
A giant hickey.
A giant hickey.
It is big. And it's funny because he's such a good sport about it. So he just has a smirk on his face. He posted. It was either on Instagram, right?
Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. And so we decided that we would cue the stupid stuff we've done as dads. And I'll let you go first.
All right. I'm going to start mine off with, I left, Dempsey and I were home. The girls were out doing. Are you going
to say you left your kids somewhere?
No.
Oh.
No.
You haven't forgotten your kids?
No, okay. I haven't forgotten them. Maybe you haven't gotten somewhere on time when I said I would. And there might have been a little bit of panic and tears, but I didn't forget about them. No, we were home and I had to run to the grocery store. And so left the house for 5 minutes. Dempsey decided he was hungry. And he will make himself craft like mac and cheese in the little cups every once in a while. You have to add water. And so I'm at the store just picking something up, comes home, and he forgets to put water in it. So he puts it on a plastic plate. It's already in a plastic cup. And I get home and the house stinks. And there's smoke. Smoke alarms didn't go off. But
that's good.
There's you could see it. And he was like, oh my God. I was like, Dempsey, you almost burned the house down. And so he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So I open up the microwave. Smoke just billows out at me. House stunk for days. And I'm just like, your mom is going to kill me. So
don't you dare tell her I left.
Right. Yeah. Well, and so I throw the plate outside, everything. So like we can air out, keep the patio door screen open and everything. And he is like, well, since I didn't make it, can you make me mac and cheese? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Sure enough. I do the same damn thing.
Wait, you didn't put water in it either?
I forgot to put water in it. And so I put it in the microwave. And just set it in there for 3 minutes like I'm supposed to. And boom. Just carbon noodles.
Just black smoke.
Black smoke. Just, yeah.
I know what that smells like.
And it like I've been in people's homes, that are smokers, or like it's just like it was like having campfire smell, or whatever in your house for like weeks on. Not as bad as like it just being on your clothes. Like it will get into the walls and sit there for a little while.
It's almost like electrical fire.
Yeah,
it's almost what it smells like. It's crazy.
And we must have. Alyssa was pissed. Like I took every bit of like whatever cleaning stuff we had to like clean out the microwave and everything. That lasted forever too. And like I cleaned it every day for like a week and I still couldn't get the smell out.
Just get a new microwave.
Right. And then so everything melted through the plastic. So like we had these plastic plates that just right through onto the glass. Like there's just melted plastic on the rotating, whatever it is inside the microwave. And I'm just like, God, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever done. And just shame.
Especially when you probably got on him for doing it.
Right. Exactly.
How could you make such a dumb mistake?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I guess I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that smell. I know that smoke. Malachi did the same thing one day. He was like, I'm going to make some. Sure. I was here.
Yeah.
Actually, Sandy was here. And then he does the same thing. He just puts the noodles in, but he put the cheese on too.
Okay.
And then put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought that's how you did it. No, that's not at all how we showed you how to do it, you know. And it smelled for weeks because we have like a pantry, and inside the pantry is where our microwave is.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
Weeks and weeks. I honestly, you probably walk in there, still kind of smells that way. I mean, it's been months since it happened too, but yeah. But he, you know, he's 8, and we're trying to get him to be a little more independent, you know, doing those type of things to where he can eat when he's alone or something like that, you know, because he's only 3 or 4 years away from being alone for a little while. Well,
right.
Especially with Gabby being 3 years older than him, you know. So the one that I did was more. It was bad dad, maybe stupid dad,
Okay.
but it was one of those where like you're getting everybody ready in the morning, and you get up and more than enough time. You get the kids start going, like more than enough time. But Gabby had just inherited a iPhone from, now it wasn't connected to internet or anything. I mean, to cell phone service. She was just using it as kind of an iPod. But she just inherited it from her aunt. Like she had gotten an old one or a new one. She got the old one. And so she's like addicted to this thing, like on it all the time. And I got really, really mad at her because I'm like, okay, I got to go poop. I'm going to go poop. As soon as I get out, we're going. Be ready. Shoes on. Like all she had to do was put her shoes on. It's like shoes on. And then Malachi, same things. Like put your shoes on. As soon as I'm out, we're going. I'll drop you off. Come out, and she's sitting on that stupid phone. So, and I look at her like, get your shoes on now. I was like, we got to go. So, and I kind of give her the dad voice at that point. And she's like dilly-dallying with the phone. And then something else happened where like she needed to go do something. And she's like the whole time just staring at the phone, walks up the stairs, does whatever she needs to do, and comes back down staring at the phone. It took her like 5 minutes, you know, and our house isn't that big. She just ran upstairs and ran back down. Probably should have taken her 30 seconds.
Sure.
It took her like 5 minutes. And the whole time I'm like, Gabby, let's go. Gabby, let's go. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. She never did. So I kind of get frustrated, and I grab the phone out of her hand. And next to me, like where I'm standing, there's a beanbag, and our dining room chairs are metal. So next to the beanbag is a dining room chair that's metal. And I go to like make a point, like get off the phone, and I go to throw it in the beanbag. I miss the beanbag and hit the chair. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Because she looked at me like, and like welled up immediately because you could see it when it hit.
Yeah.
The screen shattered, and you could see it. And I was like, I felt so bad, but I had to like keep the dad mode going, you know, like you got to go, let's get out of here. That thing doesn't matter. You know, and I go out, and like, as I'm doing it, she's like crying, and I'm like, God, that was a horrible move, you know?
Yeah.
So we get about halfway to the school, and I'm like, all right, Gabby, I'm sorry. I'll fix your phone. It's like, that wasn't right of me to do, but you need to make sure you're off your phone. She hasn't ever had that problem again.
Yeah.
When I tell her to get off the device, she's like, okay, sounds good.
Right.
I don't want you throwing it into a wall.
Maisie one time did something like that. She was on her tablet, and something happened. I just got so mad. And to the point where this was like fairly recent, like a couple months ago. And she already had a couple cracks in her screen from like dropping her tablet or whatever. But whatever, I don't remember exactly what it was. And I took the tablet. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I almost bent that thing in half. Alyssa looked at me. She's like, what do you think you're doing? And like, all of a sudden you could see the screen just like crack, 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 just a little more. She still uses it. But Alyssa looked at me in like disbelief, like I was that angry. I was like, yeah I'm that angry about this right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, I would have hated you forever if you've actually like done what you thought you were going to do.
Really?
Or is it like one of those things where like, you didn't think I could do it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm a corporal punishment when it comes to kids. I don't beat my children or anything like that. But like there are consequences to your actions.
Yes.
And you will lose stuff. And I've thrown stuff away. Like I've taken it out and like, you're just done. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not getting it anymore, you know? And I've done that before. And no, I'm not the guy like, I don't remember back in YouTube, and maybe it was even a Facebook thing, but there was this dad that like took his son's like
Video games
and ran him over with a mower or
I just
something
saw
like
the
that.
video the other day. I've seen it like 5 times.
Love it.
But the kid is bawling his eyes out.
Dude,
he's like, I was gonna be a gamer.
But also the kid's like 19.
yeah,
Like, he's a pretty old dude. But yeah, they do that. So I found out later that it was all scripted. Like,
Oh, really?
It was all
I didn't
maybe
know
it
that.
didn't start scripted, but then
Yeah.
they noticed that they were getting huge views
because
and
they
all that
made like
stuff.
another one.
They
kind
made
of
a
like
whole ton of them.
Sure.
I don't know if you ever watched them, but
I've seen probably at least 2 with that kid.
yeah.
Where
And
the dad-
his
like, it was-
brother gets involved too.
Oh,
And like his older brother starts like perpetrating some of the stuff.
sure.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
nuts. But so back to that, like I would never go that far, but I've been like throwing stuff away.
Yeah.
That perfectly fine stuff, and I'll throw it away or I'll give it away to somebody.
I never want to get to the point where like your kid hates you and then they're gonna come back and kill you.
Right. There's
Like-
been a few instances of that in the U.S.
Yeah, like that's
the
the
not the Gacy brothers. What
Mendez
brothers? Yeah, exactly.
Never want to get yeah.
No. I mean, and so being a leadership consultant, I always wrap back around and have conversations
Yeah.
with my children
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I'm done. And I learned that through them or through like a lot of my leadership stuff. But I don't know if I would have done that in the very beginning. Like, I think I would have just been that hardcore of a guy, which wouldn't have been good. But luckily, I'm able to kind of wrap back around and have the conversation with the kids. But man, I make so many mistakes as dad. Like, it's incredible. I walk away so many times because I'm a yeller. Like, that's how I get through to kids, like, or my kids. Let's say that. Like, I'm actually one of the most patient people in the world. Like, when it comes to coaching and stuff like that. Like, and even in the restaurant, they're like, you're so level-headed and easygoing. Like, that's one of the things. You guys stay calm all the time. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I take it out on my kids, I guess, But, like, I always raise my voice, and I have a very, very high-strung boy. And my daughter is just, like, she's pretty headstrong. But she's, like, she doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. But she really picks at my boy. Like, she does the things that causes my boy to do stuff.
Yeah.
So she's kind of the mastermind behind some of the stuff. And it's just like, man, so I get on him sometimes, but that's my way of dealing with it. Like, I don't hit him. I don't do anything like that.
Yeah.
But the voice is definitely there, So, but yeah.
I've learned too, it's so recently, like not recently, but I've learned that you don't, for when the kids were younger, it's like you don't necessarily punish, like when you get mad at them for like not doing something, and it's like, don't punish them. Just take something away that they value and then keep it. They're not allowed to have it for a while. They will change real quickly, their attitude or whatever it is, in order to get that thing back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah. And we found that Malachi's having some behavior troubles in school. And him and his buddies are always getting in trouble. So finally, we just said, that's it. This is not acceptable behavior for us. Like, this is not how we act. These are not the things we do. And when I say we, I mean, that's like family standard. Like, these are things we just don't do. And he got in a little shoving match with somebody. And I just said, like, I'm fine with you punching somebody. Like, but you better understand that there's repercussions for that, and you better have a reason for it. Like, and I gave him my reasons,
Sure.
So not to say, like, punch people anytime you want to. No.
Yeah.
The only time you punch somebody is if you're in danger, or they've punched you first, and that's still in that same in danger thing. Like, if they're coming at you, go ahead. But really, those are the only 2 times. And or I said, if there's someone else that needs your help,
Sure.
But he was very clear with it. But he just got in a little shoving match one day.
Okay.
And that's where that conversation came from. And I was just like, and if I hear it outside of any of that, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, we took his iPad away. And he was just like devastated. Like, couldn't sleep at night, was crying and all that. And I was just like, we're not giving it back to him, because we're pretty bad about saying that we're going to do something and it's going to be gone for this long. And then, like, it's supposed to be gone for a week, and 3 days later, like, oh, you did some good stuff. Here's it back. It's like, God, we're such softies, But anyways, yeah. So anything else to add to that?
No, I don't think so.
No. For all the bad things, I'm sure there's a ton of good things. Every day, all I do is just try to make the right, best decision, the next right, best decision, But man, it's hard as a dad. Like, and as a parent in general, not just as a dad, but as a parent in general, like we never had to deal with the screen time issue as children. So we can't we can empathize, but we can't sympathize with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we can't be, we've been through this, listen to us. No, we didn't. Those things came around when we were in our 20s.
What's that?
Screens, like iPads and things like that.
Oh, yeah, I would say iPads for sure. I mean,
we had Game Boys and
video games and stuff like that, yeah.
But we couldn't carry them around with us other than the Game Boys.
Yeah.
And even then, it only lasted as long as those 4 AA batteries
Yep.
lasted. that was
one thing. Oh, I'm not buying you any more batteries.
Exactly. Then you could get the battery pack, which was like with like a 3.5-foot cord that you have to like lay down on the ground next to the outlet to use it.
Yeah.
So, but all right. Well, OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
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 OnlyFans. Nowhere to find the OnlyFans.
Okay. Any more fun remarks you want to make before we close out here?
Not like last episode.
Leave us with a zinger? No?
No, I don't think it.
Okay. For those of you that missed it, and you didn't listen to the Friday episode, and you didn't hear the very end of the Friday episode, JP gets hot. Yeah. He's smiling. He's proud of himself, actually. I think he is.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So, be proud. Be a dad. Don't be entitled. Peace out.